I go by with a screwdriver and scrape that loose, and then I hit it with a nut driver with a steel bit. Right now, before we take anything apart, you can see I haven't cleaned this surface yet, but I want to get all this out so when we put the new oil galley plugs in, there's not these chunks of stuff getting, because it'll push that off. When you go to try to pound in the new galley plug, it'll break those pieces off and they'll go inside of there, and then it's flowing through your engine. So let's not do that. We'll take a little time and clean this up, and then wire brush it, and then I'll only do the bottom, and I'll go over there. There's 3 more on that side. I'll do the bottom, and then I'll flip it upside down and do the bottom again. I don't really want to. It's kind of hard to see when you're standing on your head, so I'll flip it over. You just clean them out. That way there's no surprise when we go to put the galley plugs in. They go in nice and smooth, and everything is good and happy. That's what we're doing right now. So we got the block chucked up. Just trying to get it on a level. I'm gonna go ahead and cut some off of here. If it hits nothing, then that means we're on a good level. This is barely hovering above the surface. See over here, it tried to graze a little bit out right there. Yeah, it's just hovering right above the surface. These blocks normally are fairly flat if it wasn't run with blown head gaskets for too long. Cutting a thousandth out. See if it touches. Oh, not really. Barely grazing along. You can hear it kind of cutting, which means we're still a little high on the left. All right, here we go. Not too bad normally here. A bunch up there in that top here. Right now we're done. That cylinder head is a little bit high on the left. See if we don't hear it. Yeah, it's not changing. It's golden. That's perfect. Okay, you can see right here, it touched off there and there, which means we're good. I mean, it did a little bit right there, but a lot of times we'll have a warp out. See what it does. I'm liking it so far. I'd like to see a little bit of touch off up there on the top, but we're also hitting right there. So I think we're golden. Yeah. So we're a little low on that far side. We are low on that side. It's not showing it over here. We're showing high on this one, so this block might be a little funky. Let's take a look. See how it's leaving all those witness marks? That is on a wonderful level right there. Leaving all that stuff consistently all the way through it all. A little bit left up there. Not really a cut all the way. Yeah, that's good. So now we're at 2 thousandths. We were gonna go for about 5, but I'm just gonna cut it. Let's see what it takes to clean up. I'm not gonna sit here and have it in my mind that I wanna cut 5 out. I wanna cut as little as possible, and let's see what it takes to clean. And then we can assess whether or not we wanna go a little further. Do all the testing with the rod bolts that are in the connecting rod. And then right before we assemble it on the engine for the final time, that's when I get the impact out and I pop the ferrules out, get the rod bolts out and put new rod bolts in. But we put rod bolts every single time an engine goes in service, there's new bolts in it. Yeah, that's a given. It should be a given, but I guess not. Actually, we are a little bit off, but it's not enough to change any measurement. If you see that, how we've got witness marks still left in there, that is unsurfaced, and then that is. And as you get further, it goes more and more, and that is almost all the way clean. So at that, I mean, you're talking less than 1/1000th of an inch. So we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and let's drop it one more and cut it. Okay, actually with that said, that is supposedly a cut surface and I'm reading plus 1/1000. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one dry cut before I get too far, and I'm gonna make sure that that's where we're at. And if that is the case, then I'm gonna change this gauge. Sometimes this thing will loosen up too. You have to make sure that stays tight. That'll loosen up and cause you all kinds of craziness. This is the first surface I've done in a little while, so I mean, things don't always stay the same. So I'm gonna run a 0 cut real quick. Let's just go for it. And if it touches nothing right there and it looks exactly the same, then I'm gonna change the gauge to 0 it out. Remember, that was reading +1. Yeah, so the gauge is off. And I might cut. Yeah. Now we're good. I did adjust that. I set it back to 0. You can see those little spots, that little waviness right there. That's right next to the coolant port too. I mean, when a head gasket is blown, it'll actually almost, erode away. Say bye-bye now. That was a pretty hefty cut, and it still left a whole bunch. I mean, right now we're at 3. That was a little over 1, so we're like almost 3.5 taken off. Well, we'll call it 3 though. We're at least gonna do 1, maybe 2 more. We might get to 5 any freaking ways. That right there is a wonderful level. I mean, that's nasty stuff right there, but look how consistent the witness marks are. That means that I'm not cocked one way or the other. Not everybody does it like this. They get it kind of close. Well, the ones that have the automatic stuff don't matter because they can probe it and it'll automatically level and they do it. Well, we're not that lucky. We have to use a level and get it set up on our table here. But when it happens like that, that's very nice. That means that we're not, I've had them before where they're 15 thousandths out of level. I've had engines where a guy brought them in and they would surface it and it was like way out of level. And I've seen that before. None of ours are like that. All right, damn. Now we're gonna take 5 to clean it up. Look at that. We're at 4 thousandths right now. So it might be, it's gonna take all of it. We might even get a little bit of extra. Dang. I mean, this makes 5 right now. And look, we still have a bunch of witness marks all over the place. It was high right here and I adjusted it, but not no more. It's freaking good, but we just gotta keep cutting. This is 5. I would probably call it 5.5. I think you can count all this to that cleaning job that was done on this when head gaskets were done, and he barely cleaned it, just hardly cleaned the surface at all, and then put a head gasket back on it, put a cylinder head, put it back in service, and it baked that nasty crap, and then let the head gasket blow around it, and it was, I definitely wouldn't want to put this together without surfacing this block after seeing how deep all the pits are in it. It'll be good when we're done though. All right, now I'm gonna get a little worried. That's 5 cut off the deck. Damn it. It didn't even clean that up. Yeah, so he did freaking damage to this block letting it run like that when that guy put this back together and he didn't freaking clean this surface. And I mean, you contribute that also to a bunch of blown head gasket running time, because that is kind of detrimental to having nice stuff when you run it broken all the time. It's starting to look pretty good up there. That's the same. It's a lot better. It's a lot better, but damn it. That's a little too close to the coolant port for my taste. Same with that one. This one, we almost got that one. Almost. You can kind of see that it's a divot down in the surface. Nasty crap in there, and that will mean that coolant will get right into that and then chase along there. Probably what happened before. So we got to cut that out and get rid of the remnants of it. Otherwise, it's just got a channel right there for coolant to run through. It makes us have to cut the hell out of it. All right, damn it, I'm at 7 thousandths. Damn you. Look at that one still. That's cylinder 1, cylinder 7 over here. I don't know what to say to that. I mean, I would obviously like to not have all of that there. All of that and all that. Now, like up in the top, you can see I still got witness marks, so I have not chopped the holy crap out of it, but I have chopped the holy crap out of it. But I've been cutting it square, level. I don't know about 8/1000ths. Yeah, one more. I'm gonna try it. Less than 1/1000ths. 3/4 of 1/1000ths. Let's try that. That's it on this one. I'm not doing anymore. I'm gonna leave it. We'll call this side 8/1000ths cut off. I'm gonna get this done right here and then spin it back and do another 0 cut. And this side's done. I'm gonna call the passenger side. I'm not cutting any more out. I don't wanna go, 8 is fine. 8 will take us up in the 32 range, 33, which is freaking beautiful. Hopefully it takes us to 32, 33. You know, I mean, we're gonna check. I mean, that's too deep. That's too deep. That's, I'm not gonna cut that out. Much as I would like to. Right back. If my cutter's sharp, it won't cut anything right now. If my cutter's pushing, it'll cut right now. Let's see. Barely cut. Oh, there's some air. So yeah, we're not cutting. So I got a good cutter on it. Okay. It's just those recessions are that deep. Almost got that one out. Lucky, maybe the 0 pass might help it a little bit better, but I don't know. I don't really like that. Damn it. I don't know what to say about that. Damn it. I mean, I'm letting it go all the way over. My little spot right there. Couple little spots over there. Look at that. Damn, it bums me out. I'm sure it'll be all right though, because it's not a trail. I'm gonna go with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll go eat and think about it. I mean, you know, I could cut one more 1/1000th out. It might. I mean, I'm sure it will take a little bit more of it out. What are your guys' thoughts on that? We're getting to the point of cutting the heck out of it. I don't know what I want to say about that. That bums me out. All right, let's take a break from the surfacer for a minute. And let's go ahead and push this cab up. Let's get this cab back off. Make sure the gap's all good, which it is. We can just take it on up. I'll have Julie hit that while I watch. Let's get the cab off of here. And just like that, we can push the creeper away. Cab's up, lights are up. Oh, look at that. Wow, Ron, this frame looks amazing, Ron. Holy crap, we just raised the cab on it. Oh my goodness, it's all painted under here too. Dang, that looks so good. Wow, who did that? I'm actually waiting right now. We've been messing with Frank's for a while. We haven't been on Ron's. He had a bunch of videos and things were going, and then it was like, boom, all stop. But right now I got waiting on one video for Ron to watch. I'd like him to look at that deck surface. You know, we went ahead and went over there and pulled the cab off too while we're at it, so that now at least we're all the way in progress. So once we get that block surface, it'll go in to be cleaned, and we got to go get the list of parts. It's about time to get parts for Ron's truck. Yeah, the Ford dealer will be happy. They've had a big box sitting there for a while. And every time we went there for Frank's truck, they were like, "Are you ready to get that box?" We're like, no, we're not. Because all our tables are full of Frank stuff. So now we have empty carts, and the shop is all about Ron right now. We will know if there'll be a problem from the moment we put the rod and the piston in. We'll know right then. It's not like something that we have to put together. And at this point, I've already surfaced it, so go ahead and gamble and surface the other side too, I guess, just in case we put that in and it right at 35 or something like that. I think Ron is game to go ahead and chop one more out of it. Let's do it. All right, so we're on the phone with Ron, and we're surfacing this cylinder, this engine block. That's an engine block. And I'm really worried about these spots. I've been sending them back and forth. I'm worried about it. So we're probably pushing the limits of having to trash the block. I hope not, but we will see. Look at that. That's nasty.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, it looks a lot better. It's still there. What do y'all think? You ride with that? Everybody ride with that?
Oh yeah, that looks a whole lot better.
Okay, we're done. That is it. We're gonna switch it and cut the other side. We're riding with that right there. And then we will see how much the other side cuts off. We'll see how much it takes, because I haven't even touched the other side yet. The side that had the blown head gaskets I showed is the other side. This was supposed to be the good side, so who knows? Okay, after all that on the other side, we're gonna try this one. This surface looks like crap. Oh my God. So let's level it up and start cutting. That other one was dangerous. I mean, this block might actually be, we might have to cut pistons or something if our protrusion's too high. There's our old numbers in green, I guess, right? I don't know. I thought it was the red ones. But let's get this leveled up and start chopping. Let's see what we got. Ooh, good cut. Oh my goodness, real good cut. Touched all of that, nothing. Touched here. Touched. Yeah, all that's been touched. So I like that. Look around and see if we, no, I mean, I like that. That's good. That's on a level. First hit. That's cool. That's a 2000s cut right there. So I'm taking another one out right now. Holy goodness. We're at 4 on that one. 4 thousandths. And it's cleaning up like it took a lot of that out. Let's get a little more. That's 6 right there. It's gonna clean up easy. I don't see any spots that really bug me. Those will clean out. We was worried about the other side. The other side looks like that, like right now. We stopped. That one's pretty bad. That one will come out. I'm gonna take another 1.5, probably 2. It looks like, I mean, they're gonna be comparable to the other side. I'm not gonna take much extra off of this to account for the other side, because we're at 6 now. I'm gonna be at 8, and we're probably at 11 on the other side. So, I mean, within 3 thousandths. If we have to cut the pistons, I'd like to only cut 4 if possible, and we could leave these factory, maybe, who knows. The numbers will tell us once we get all this done. I think I forgot to show it. We're running 9 thousandths now. I think this might be it, and then I'll run another 0 cut, but this one will be probably about 3 thousandths less than the other side, or more. We're gonna have 3 thousandths more meat on this side than the other side. The problem is I don't know that we're not gonna have to cut the pistons on the other side. It might be a problem. So I'm gonna leave this one at 3 thousandths under. Maybe 3 thousandths. We'll find out once I get it all cleaned and we get it all put together and get the crank in it and get everything going. we'll find out exactly what it was. Well, that was wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and cut one more to get that out right there. Another half a thousand probably. Let's see what it looks like. Little spot right there. Still in there. Look for any witness marks. We got a couple up there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's just run it again and see what comes out. All right, we're gonna do one more. And I'm gonna have to call that it. Those two little spots right there. We got one big spot right there, but it's pushing the limits of being outside of the sealing surface. Right on the edge of it though. We've got a little bit to play with. I'm gonna do like a half thousand real quick. That's about where I'm at. You have to kind of gauge how much you go. See, I want it to be just a little, not a whole lot. So let's let that go. That's it, let's do a zero cut. Oh, that hole is still there, but we're going with it. Let's see how this one is. Right there. Yep, that looks good. You go with that. Got a little bit still up here on the top. It pretty much took most everything out. We got a couple of little imperfections spread out throughout places, but I don't care about those. All I really wanted to do was get that out. And I was trying to get that one out, but it obviously didn't work. So I'm just gonna graze over the top with a zero cut, and this is done. We're going in the cleaner right now. Actually, after cutting all that, we need to chamfer these bores first. I use this for that. So as soon as I get this out of here, then we'll chamfer the bores, get it in the cleaner, and go get something to eat. So there you go. Let's put her in there for a little bit of not quiet time. Say bye-bye, dry block. It's wet now. Oh, that's a good spot right there to have basically, well, hopefully, as long as that block isn't cut too much, then we're done with equipment for the block. We'll have the short block in chassis. As long as everything goes good. Now, I don't know, we're gonna let that go for a little while tonight. It's about 7 o'clock, probably 7:30 at night. I don't know if we'll get to actually taking it out, put it on the stand and put the crank in and checking all the protrusion. I don't know if we'll get to that yet, but at least we can have it on the stand, maybe. Depends on how we feel when I put it on there though. But for now, we're gonna let that thing cook for a little while and cause it's done, it's final clean right now. Let that thing go and we'll be back shortly. What is going on this morning? We did not get the block set in last night, the crank set in. And I'm not even gonna put in that crankshaft right there. That one's the polished, balanced one. I got crankshafts laying all over the place. I'm gonna grab another crank and put it in just cause I wanna put that one in the first thing with the new bearings. Right here, we've got some old bearings that I'm putting in. Got some old rod bearings and we're gonna test fit this engine together after chopping the crap out of this block right here. So do that real quick and then we need to take off because we're on a little extra credit time. We got Frank's truck gone and now I wanted to get this ready on the stand to assemble and then we was gonna go get oil galley plugs in our parts list because I can't do anything until I get those plugs to go in those holes right there because in order to put the camshaft on, it covers all of it up. So we can just do mock-up and jobs tend to go a lot better when we do mock everything up, take our time, just not shoehorn it all together. So let's grab this crankshaft. I got one right there. Obviously there's one right there. An engine block right there. Got another crankshaft right there. Another crankshaft right there. And that's just a little bit of our, we have a crap load more of them. So that's what we're doing right now. Get this bed plate out, get the bearings on there, and pick a crank, set it in. I mean, the stroke should all be the same. There's not gonna be anything different. should be fine from one. I'm willing to gamble that it's going to be fine from one crank to another. That when we put this one in, the protrusion will not change compared to that crankshaft over there. And that'll just be a gamble. If we come back with the oil galley plugs and all the parts and we put this crankshaft in and it changes protrusion, well, then all the work we're doing right now is trash. But I'm willing to bet that it's going to be the same. Actually, why don't we put our thinking caps on? We've got Ron's old bearings. We're gonna go ahead and put those in right now. That's what we're using. I didn't even take the flex plate off. Right there, now we'll oil the top right here and torque it down. Go to 90, 120, 170. We're at the 120 now. Go ahead and torque it down. All right, so we get these out, grab the rods. We have the old rings on it. We haven't put the new rings on, which hopefully those rings are okay. Hopefully they don't do anything to these bores right here. But let's go ahead and test fit it all. All right, his rods, his pistons, old rings, old bearings. His old bearings in the crank. A different crank, I just found this crank. Just found one and went with it. And we are going to go ahead and shove all these in and leave them in while we, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna leave them in or not. Well, probably not, actually, I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna put them in right now and test all our protrusion. Let's hope. The green was our numbers, so we might be in trouble. Well, let's hope not. I tell you what, now this worries me though, because this is the even side. This is the side I did not cut the holy crap out of. And we are at 35. Let's go down a little bit. Yep, there you go, 35. Let's check the other side. Okay. The other side's gonna be scary.
Let's find out how scary.
That one right there, let's do it. Probably should have a wrench for this. This is kind of hard by hand. This is the even side.
Outside.
Outside. Oh, look at that, 32. Okay, let's go all the way around. Right there. Yep, 32. That is freaking wonderful. Hey, let's go to the other side. Oh, I dropped it down, so it's 1,000 slow. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're at like 32 right there. That's freaking great. I love that. Holy crap. Yes. Nice. Okay, I don't know. It's showing we had 23, now we made it to 32. That is our 9 thousandths. That one was 26 to 35, so that was 9 thousandths. 28 might wind up being 37. We'll ride with that 37. Let's just keep going down. So far, I'm loving it. Putting the last one up. Here's all our numbers. We have a 40, 37, 36, 38, 39. Okay, so we've got some high ones here. Ron had a suggestion too, and I like it. We could machine it, but I think we're just gonna hit it with a little sander and we're gonna check it again. That's later when we come back. I think. But 40 is too much. We need 5 thousandths off of that one. And if we do that, I might just go ahead and try to fine tune all of these. The 32 can stay, obviously. We got one low one. And then 35 can stay. Maybe even the 36s. And just touch off on the 37, the 39, the 38, and the 40. 37, 39, 38, 40. Touch off on those, bring them back down a little bit, down closer to mid-30s. I like that. It ought to run a freaking crap load better. Ron said this was the worst running 6-liter he's ever owned. Well, with recession numbers at 25, yeah, no kidding. It's gonna be a little different now. All right, what the heck do you think about that? As long as that stays where it's at, I might mark it around with a Sharpie. And mark that, and we can take that over, belt sand it for a quick second, bring it over. You guys think that'll work? What are y'all thoughts? Give me your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, because I think I'm gonna debate on this. I'm not gonna cut this right now. I wanna think about it while we're going to get the well, galleys and the rest of the parts. I'm gonna process whether or not I actually do wanna do this. And I wanna get your comments. What do you guys think? I wanna see what you think about sanding on the bottom, which aluminum gums up belt sander like a son of a gun. It's freaking horrible to do, so you have to very lightly touch it. And come back to this spot and see if, well, I can zero this. Like, see, like here we got 62, and I can push it off, go back down to 0, and I push this up, and it's very reliable. You know, it's, especially if I mark this, mark where this is, make sure that doesn't move. And then I put the piston right at the same spot. In theory, when I cut 5 thousandths off of here, when I sand 5 thousandths off of here, I should see it right there. And I can flip it and do this side too. And I mean, I think that's at the risk of trashing the pistons, which it's not gonna. I mean, it'll be fine. We can do that. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments.